Good evening, beautiful people of the You Create the Dream page, and welcome to Awake in the Dream. This is our fortnightly, I was going to say weekly, it is our fortnightly Ask Me Anything call. So it's an opportunity to ask me anything at all that comes to mind, anything I can help you with regards to transformation, personal development, the current times that we find ourselves in. And what I often do is just pick up on a vibe, the vibe of the collective within our group, within our community, and also the collective, our global energetic space. And often I tend to share from that space as well. Let me just scroll down. We have some viewers. Marina, hello, beautiful. How are you? I hope you've had a fantastic day. Okay, so Marina is actually part of our I Am Wound program and the Power of You program. And she is always first up. She has built herself a beautiful reputation on that. And last night she threatened to not be first. You can't do that, Marina. I actually really love seeing your name pop up. I love seeing everybody's name pop up. I'm just used to yours coming up first, and also lets me know that everything is running properly. Good evening, Katerina. How are you, Valerie? How are you, beautiful? How are you, gorgeous lady? So lovely to have you here on the live. So, Jane, good evening, beautiful. How are you? It's been a long time. So, where was I? Yes, this is our Awake in the Dream call, a fortnightly call where you get to ask me anything at all. And it just so happens, I do actually have a whole list of questions, and sometimes I plan on, going through that and going through people's questions so as to answer those specifically. Other times it is just the vibe that I pick up on. However, Valerie sent a private message just before the live asking something very specific, and I thought I would actually start with that tonight. Marina, I tried, I couldn't do it. Go you. The best kind of addiction. The best kind of addiction. Okay. Alrighty, where was I? Valerie. So Valerie in her message said that she's been seeing butterflies a lot, and she understands the symbology of butterflies, but she's seeing very specific butterflies, black and white. And Valerie, I can never get in first. Game is on. The game is on. So I love having all of you. I love having all of you here. It is just so beautiful, and I'm actually going to be touching on the importance of community during tonight's live, because this is what I feel is a vibe in the ethers at the moment. They've worked very hard to separate us, to create distance, to keep us in our houses, do all these sorts of things over the last couple of years. But if anything, it has awoken the calling, the desire for our soul to come back to community, because that is how we were always meant to be, part of a community. It takes a village to raise a child, all that sort of stuff. So, good evening, Renee. How are you, beautiful? So lovely to see you. Oh my God, your puppy. Renee, oh my goodness, those beautiful beady eyes, absolutely gorgeous. Valerie will love being in your presence, and I love being in your presence. That's what I was saying about community, right? Um, it's just the bonds, the love, the support that's created no matter where we are in the world is just so beautiful. It feeds the heart, it feeds the soul, it feeds the mind, it elevates us, and it elevates the whole. So I love it. Um, Okay, so Valerie asked about butterflies. She knows what the symbology of butterflies is, but these butterflies are specifically black and white that she's seeing a lot. Good evening, beautiful Jeanette. How are you? So, what I want to do when I want to talk about symbology for a moment, and symbology carries out in our waking state, or plays out in our waking state, but also in our dream state. This is where I want to start with tonight's call. She's cute. She is so much more than cute, Renee. She's gorgeous. So absolutely gorgeous. Like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Anyway, puppy love, puppy love. So um, any time you might look up symbology for stuff, and I know there's a lot of information on symbology across the internet, but the most important thing with any symbology that we look up is the connection to us, what resonates for us. What does it personally mean for me? That's what we always need to be asking. And I know across all of my programs, I'm always teaching about the importance of asking questions, because there's the knowledge and the information that is outside of us, but there is also this incredible wisdom and source within us. So what specifically does it mean for me is something really, really important. And Valerie, I know that often when you've reached out, I've come back to the question thing, right? Did you ask the question? Did you ask the question? So you know what butterfly is, right? And the symbology of butterfly we know is around transformation. It's a metaphor that represents bravery because of the transformation that it took to become the butterfly. It's spiritual rebirth, change, hope, and even life itself. Basically, the butterfly itself is, it's gone through that metamorphosis, the shedding of the old self so as to become the new, literally dissolving the old self and evolving, right? But then we need to look at the colors, and colors themselves have symbology. But again, with everything that I'm about to say, what specifically does this mean for me? What message do you have for me? That's what you want to be asking. So you'll know, even in dream interpretation in the past, I've mentioned all you need to do is fill in the blanks. I feel, fill in that blank. I should, fill in that blank. I feel, I should. So when you see the butterflies, what do you feel? What comes up to you as the blank for I should? It always gets back to asking questions. 100%. Otherwise, we're also relying on information outside of us that could be, reasonably accurate, but it's not specific for you because it's in your world, it's in your sphere, so it's specific for you. So, what is black and white? The yin yang, the polar opposites, right? So the yin yang encompasses everything. When you look at the symbol of the yin yang, they are together. They are together. They're the black, the white, the balance. That where there is dark, there is light. The existence of all things, seeing the beauty in all things. There are. I was going to say, so you can look up the specific meanings of black, you can look up the specific meanings of white, or you could look at it because you're seeing black and white butterflies. We know it's transformation. We know it's massive, the death unto the self and the evolving of the new. Maybe it could also mean that things aren't black and white, or it could mean that things are right now black and white. So you've got to question it. The question is, what does this mean for me? So this goes for everybody. Look up stuff, but always come back to self. What does this mean for me? Could there be more? Could there be another meaning for me? Okay. So that we're talking about butterflies. This is Maureen. I'm so glad we're talking about butterflies. I've had so many around me, even coming right up to me. Oh, and flew into the car. How beautiful. We had a lot of butterflies on our trip to Broken Hill, lots and lots of dragonflies too. But there was one area that we walked through. I tried to capture them on video. We walked between these trees, and there must have been like a huge amount of them. I don't know if butterflies nest, if you would call it that. But there were like hundreds and hundreds. They just appeared. It was the most magnificent thing, but I couldn't capture them in the video. Valerie, it always comes back to asking questions. Yes, I need to write this in my mirror as a reminder. Ask questions. This honestly, Valerie, I'm so appreciative of your question, because now more than ever, as you know, it's important for us as a collective to ask questions and to question everything. So this basically stands for everybody. Question everything. And if something appears in your sphere, in your field, in your world, then also learn to question it. Don't just know the symbology of it and go, oh, great. Because that's us putting a full stop. That's labeling something and putting a full stop. I want you to open yourself up to what this specifically means for you. Hey, beautiful Nell, how are you? So I'm hoping that resonates for everybody. I'm hoping that you really start to realize that this is about you connecting with your innate inner wisdom and allowing that to come through and become more a part of your daily existence. So give me a yes if that makes sense. Marina's saying, thank you for asking the question. Fantastic question. And it does really, resonate with what's happening in our times and the importance of asking. So another layer I want to speak about tonight is our model of the world. And the fact, and I've been touching a bit more on this, and I spoke about it in the Power of You last night, but our model of the world and the way it is wrong. Okay, great. So it's resonating. Renee saying yes, Valerie saying yes, need, and then yes. Not sure what the need was for. However, it's only because it's a 30-second delay, so I can't always keep up with the comments that are coming through. So our model of the world is all wrong. The issue is that mysticism and ancient wisdoms. Hey Lily, how are you? Ancient wisdoms were pushed aside. They were pushed aside for a story that basically said, if I win, then you lose. That we're individual, that we are separate from each other, we are separate from all things. And the problem is, with this, we took on board a scarcity model. Because if I win, you lose, or you win, I lose, and there's not enough for all of us, then it's deeply ingrained, right, that there's not enough, and there's this scarcity model that we all claimed ownership of because of the programs. There's not enough to go around. And if there's not enough to go around, then we should compete with each other. And this was the Darwin theory, right? Although the truth is that he actually didn't basically try to make the statement itself popular, but his work was shared, and it happened to be shared at the same time that printing presses were becoming a thing. So it was something that basically happened on its own, although he never denied it. For the sentence before, it's something I need to work on. Yeah. Absolutely. Questions. So, the survival of the fittest basically came up from that. If there's not enough for everybody, so we should all compete, and it's going to be survival of the fittest, which is not true. However, it was taken on board by society as truth. So then, of course, we became a society that had quite a bit of fear and went into competition. So individualism kicked in, competitiveness kicked in, scarcity kicked in, all fear-based feelings, right? None of those are high vibing feelings. They're all very fear-based. So that became the model that we used to create everything that we know to be true today. And by that I mean, we used that model of individualism, competitiveness, all of that, right? We used that to form the structures that exist in our society. We used it to form the structures including education, business, how we interact with each other, even our relationships, right? It came into everything, especially in the Western world. But here's the thing. Universal law states, right? We aren't separate from. We aren't designed to dominate. We aren't designed to compete. We're designed to connect. This is why I love community so much, our community, right? We're designed to connect with each other, to connect with nature, to breathe it in and to remember the oneness of it and the fact that everything in nature is actually helping me to survive and thrive. So why aren't I contributing to helping it surviving and thriving, right? So we forgot about that. We forgot that we are here to have this beautiful, connected and symbiotic type relationship with the whole. In our core, connection, community, compassion, togetherness, the support of each other, all of that stuff is what matters the most. We desire connection. We desire it. And you only need to think back to how people lived. People lived in villages, they lived in communities, they assisted one another, they shared, they did everything together. They were healthy, they were happy. Us being driven apart, separated, that doesn't create life-affirming feelings in our body. Think about the difference when when everyone was in lockdown. Think about how that felt and how it felt within your own body, let alone your mental health and psyche. But think about how it felt within you, and think about how it feels to have those amazing dinner parties with your family, or to connect with people, or us. I know we're not physically in the same space, but oh my God, I love this vibe. I love this feeling. It feeds my heart and soul just as much as I hope it feeds your heart and soul when we all get together. Because the vibe that you're feeling is not just me being here and what's coming through me. I know that you can only see me, but what you are feeling is the vibe of all of us. It is the vibe of us as a community. Our soul desires it, our heart desires it, our body needs it so as to keep, creating these life affirming chemicals and having those flood through our system. Community, togetherness, love, compassion, all of that, that is what we thrive on. It used to be very different. It used to be very, very different. Your hair in an upside down heart shape on your left. Oh, I need to scroll up to the things so I can see that. Okay, so your left would be my right. Oh, it does too, which is that one. It's all in reverse. This side. How look at that. Oh, it's a sign, Valerie. It's a sign. I love that. Thank you so much for noticing. Marina saying I see it too. Nell, I love this tribe. They knew everyone's name. Absolutely, in the they knew everyone's name. Everybody mattered. Everybody had something to contribute. There wasn't anybody that was better than anybody else because everybody's contribution mattered. And that's what our evolution is all about. That's what this transformation is all about. So for those that have been on the lives when I talked about the butterfly story that I share. Okay, Nora Huddle talks about it. I can't recall it now, but anyway, the butterfly story where what happens is as the cells start to appear within the caterpillar as it's going through the struggle of its life, these new cells start to realize the importance as they merge and form communities and become one. It is about recognizing that every single body, like everybody matters. Every person is contributing to the whole. And that's exactly what's happening for us now. We have to remember that we are all contributing to the whole, that we are all contributing to the collective, that in fact what is going on right here, right now, is that more and more people are awakening. And these people are finding their tribes, they're forming their little clusters, right? And then these tribes will come together as bigger tribes, and we reach that tipping point, and then we awaken humanity, and we come back to the remembering that each and every person matters, that all of life matters, that we are here to work in some sort of symbiotic relationship. And when we come back into that space, I mean, you only need to feel what I'm saying right now. I know for myself, oh my goodness, my heart is so warm. I feel tingling up my arms. I have the truth bumps. I know this to be true. And I'm sure as I'm saying this that you're feeling it to be true. That there's a part of you that's going, oh my goodness, how fabulous would that be? That no one goes without, because we have the means, we have the money, we have everything that is required to make sure that every single person on this planet has all of their needs met. There shouldn't be a single starving person on this planet. And the only reason there is because there is an imbalance. And that is because of control systems, greed, corruption, etc. Katerina, oh yeah, I just noticed it too, that the heart, is it on that side? I think you said your left, which would mean my right. One of them. It's all opposite. So this is where we're headed back to. But the problem is we are often dumbed down by, and I wrote a post on this the other day, we're dumbed down by the gadgets. We're dumbed down. We haven't even come close to tapping into or reaching our infinite potential. We haven't come close. Yet we're relying more and more on things outside of us to do the very things that we've been capable of doing for a very long time, let alone what we're capable of doing that we don't even know about yet. And I know the gadgets make our lives easier. I know it's easier to just rely on our calendars and all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying that technology doesn't have a place, but I'm just saying that in the midst of that, we're forgetting to tap into our own potential. Could that be part of the plan? Oh, okay. On my left. Okay, thank you. I actually can't see it looking down anyway, but thank you. My left. Um, so, yeah, the important thing to remember is that in our heart and soul, we know that community matters. And that's what we need to be doing more of. We need to be building more and more community because let me tell you, the powers that be, the one thing that frightens them the most is what? Us coming together, us standing together. That's the thing that frightens them the most. So now is our time. Now is our time to remember our power, our own individual power, and our power as a collective. You know, even at an energetic level, I'm just going to just break this down a little bit more. Even at an energy level, at a subatomic level, our particles, remember, we're like a bunch of like vibrating atoms, right? Our particles interact with each other. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet. Right here, right now, we are connected in one way, shape, or form. Our particles are interacting. It is technically, scientifically impossible to say where one thing begins and one thing ends, or where one thing ends and another begins. Either way you want to look at it. It's impossible because everything is energy. It's all one. There's no gap. There's no very defined line, space, or gap between, if we're standing next to each other, there's no defined line, space, or gap between you and I. It's our energies, it's all intermingling, it's interacting. The whole universe is interacting. We're interacting as one whole being. So the story that we've been raised to believe isn't true. Maybe they did a little love symbol with my hair to make sure that you feel the love that I am sharing with you right now, the energy that comes through me, and the love that they are sharing with you, through you, to remind you to come back to your heart, to come back to the power of our heart. To stop, we were raised, think with your head. Are you using your head? That's not logical. That's not logical. We weren't taught about aligning, like we're going to do an exercise tonight. They didn't talk about coherence, the head and heart alignment. Does it feel right? Just do what feels right. We didn't hear that kind of language growing up. It was the exact opposite of that. What we have been raised to believe is not true. Maybe it was believed for a period of time, but even quantum physics shows us otherwise. Quantum physics is constantly proving to us that everything is energy, that there is no separation. It's just unfortunate that it's not in the mainstream. Why? Maybe they don't want you remembering how powerful you are. Divide to conquer, yeah, it's been so true over the last few years, but as people are waking up, we are stronger together, and that is what terrifies them the most. They have forgotten about the power of the human spirit, that innate power of us, our consciousness, that we are more, that we all have gut instinct, intuition, whatever it is, and at some point it arises within us so strong, and it is a power that nothing and no one can defeat. We are powerful. They want to hold on to the old paradigm, the old system, the old structures so as to remain in control. But those old structures, those paradigms, they're collapsing, they're falling apart right in front of our very eyes, and they're doing their damnedest so that we don't see it. But it's crumbling. So much stuff, the economic system, the monies, the banking, the political systems, all of it. I mean, you look at honestly and truly how long we're okay with knowing that politicians lie and just shrugging our shoulders and going, yeah, well, look, they all do. And being okay with it. Like crazy shit. Crazy. Once you actually shift your mindset, you see the world is truly magical. Absolutely. Because you remember how powerful you are, Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette. I don't think I've said hi to you yet. You remember how powerful you are. And then you start to see that everything is interconnected, and I am magical, you are magical, and together we are dream weavers, and we can create a world, a society that we truly desire, and we can all hold the highest vision of a collective that truly loves and supports each other, where not a single person is hungry. A world where we value each other. And in doing that, we value ourselves, and we truly know that we are worthy and deserving. And we know that we are dream weavers because we can turn energy, we can turn these atoms into matter. That all our needs and desires are met before we even ask. We all know what it feels like to live in a state of flow and harmony. We've all experienced it, maybe even if it's just for a moment, or maybe even if it's just in meditation. Maybe you've had these like, oh my goodness, like awe-inspiring feelings in moments where you have been so extraordinarily present that you have felt a connection, like a deep connection to a person, to an animal, to the place that you're sitting in, where you actually start to realize, oh my God, I actually don't know where I begin and where I end, because I'm not me anymore. It's all the I am. I'm everything. We've all had moments like that, I'm sure. And it's in those moments where we don't feel separate from. Instead, we feel a part of. We've forgotten that. We've forgotten about who we are in our natural state. Because let me tell you, we don't have to do anything to enter that state. We are born in that state. It is our natural state. All we need to do is remember. All we need to do is remember. They're trying everything, panicking, and that's where we see the truth. Yeah, absolutely, Valerie, absolutely. So it's about us returning to self, which is what you'll hear me saying a lot. Return to self, a return to our natural state, a return to that part of us that works in complete alignment with our natural design, with who we're born to be. Every one of our interactions would be different if we were intentional about being in that state. If we brought that state and that feeling into every one of our interactions, into every one of our connections with other people, could you imagine how they would feel? Could you imagine how you would feel? Could you imagine how together this incredible buildup of energy would happen, and you would always come up with the highest outcomes for you, for them, for the collective? All of our interactions would be different. Why? Because we wouldn't be coming from a place of individualism, competitiveness, scarcity, fear, basically. We wouldn't be coming from that space. We would be coming from a space where, I am you, you are me. It's I love you, I feel the love that you have for me, and we build up on this love, we build up on this amazing heart-to-heart, soul-based conversation, heart-to-heart, soul-based connection. This amplifies because what we feed grows, so it's amplifying, and now I can feel it radiating out from me and touching the hearts and souls of all those in my sphere, and moving beyond that and touching their hearts and souls and their hearts and souls. Everything changes if we come back to that truth and decide to live from that space. Science shows us that when we are in a coherent state, we ourselves become in alignment. And we know that when we are in balance, the word is homeostasis. When we are in that space, our body realigns itself. Every cell oscillates very differently because it realigns itself for what? For life-affirming chemicals to run through the body, for healing, for a rebalancing of the whole. So there's a coherence between the heart and the brain that is extraordinarily life-affirming. We feel better, right? We feel better when we're in that state. We feel better. We have so much more clarity of mind. We're obviously less stressed. And when we're less stressed and we have clarity of mind and we're present, we're a lot more open and receptive to ideas, to intuitions. When we're more aware of them, creative ideas begin to flow. We access our intuition with so much more clarity. And because we're accessing it with more clarity, we actually feel that it's truth. We feel that it's truth, and we now have the capacity, the desire to take action rather than actually negate it by going, I don't know if that's right. Maybe I need to ring up and ask somebody else because I don't know if my intuition is right. Hey, I just want to have a conversation with you. Can you let me know if my intuition is right? So what happens is you don't need to do that shit anymore, because now you are here in the present moment. You have absolute clarity, and what comes through, you just know it landed, it feels right, hand on heart. Does it feel right? Yes. And you're just going to follow through. You're going to follow through with what feels right. So then, of course, all of our interactions are going to be of far higher quality, right? So in this time of global transformation and all of the energetic shifts taking place, we're beginning to remember that we are more, that we are here not only to be more, but we are here to recognize that we have to be rather than do. And you would have heard me say a whole lot, who are you being in the doing? I say it often through my lives. It's about who you are being in the doing that matters. Because that's the energy that backs it, right? You can do, and you can be thinking that you're doing all the work that's necessary to, let's just say, raise your frequency. But doing doesn't raise your frequency. It's the being, the feeling that raises your frequency, right? So you start to realize that all I have to do is be. And oh my God, how much more freeing does that feel? I just have to be. I need to be aware of what I'm feeling. And yes, I'll do the necessary things so I can feel better. But I understand now it's the power is in who I am being, not so much what I am doing. That we're human beings, not human doings. So then technically that must mean that who I am being is the key. Who I am being is how I access my power. Who I am being is where I tap into my wisdom. Who I am being is the answer. Hey Steph, how are you? So there's so much wisdom and guidance unfolding within us now, especially as these higher frequencies kick in, because there is no turning back. There is no turning back. Everything is changing. The only way is through. There is no going back. We are going through this time of transformation. And Steph, I'd actually recommend you listening to the beginning of this later on too, if you've only just come on. So higher frequencies, right, are kicking in. Our heart is our key. It's the key to accessing our power. It's the key to accessing our inner technology that will ultimately lead us to realizing our own infinite potential, because we are nowhere near that yet. We haven't been given the chance to get anywhere near that yet. The dumbing down with our technologies and how we're relying more on the fact that our numbers are in the you remembered everyone's numbers years ago, right? Now all we need to do is say, hey, call this person, look up somebody's name and you give them a call. We don't remember people's phone numbers like we used to. So whilst technology is extraordinarily helpful and great for so many things, we also have to realize how much of ourselves, our brain, our mind, we have allowed to slowly fall asleep, or to even to atrophy, because you don't use it, you lose it, right? We've allowed parts of ourselves to fall asleep. We are so much more than we could possibly even imagine right now. So what we need to do is we need to work on tapping into that potential, enhancing that potential, not relying on something outside of ourselves, because we are the technology that we have been waiting for. We are the masters. Our energetics, what we radiate, it often gets interference from what? From the ego. The ego, oh, don't be stupid, you can't do that. You're not good enough. Look what happened there. Oh, you did that. You tried that once before. Look how that ended up for you. So the ego constantly interrupts, right? And that's because of our subconscious programs. But when we master the art of coherence, head and heart alignment, when we master uninterrupted feelings of compassion, when we master uninterrupted feelings of focus, focus on our desires, uninterrupted feelings of that which we desire, uninterrupted feelings of a particular frequency, then we elevate not only ourselves, but we elevate those around us. Why? They feel it. When you feel really good, you radiate an energy and people just love being in your space. They want to be around you. There's something about you. Same deal when everyone in the house is, feeling amazing, and somebody in a foul mood walks in, and suddenly what do we say? Oh my God, you could cut the air with a knife. We feel the tension. We feel what it is that people radiate. So what happens is we start to, Marina's saying, I still dial numbers. Go you, honey. That is fantastic. Steph had boxing tonight. I didn't know you box. Fantastic. Jeanette, I got myself a cheap dumb phone so I could go back to speaking to people and get off technology. Good on you, sweetheart. Good on you. So when we are feeling amazing, when we are in alignment, when we are in coherence, we obviously radiate an energy that people around us feel. And that contributes to the whole, which elevates our world. So we're going to do a very simple exercise. Everything is simple. Everything, I promise you, is simple. Did I say simple or simple? Simple. Everything is simple. But we're going to do an exercise shortly just so that we can together create coherence. So that what you're going to feel and experience is perfect alignment within yourself. You're going to naturally raise your vibration. You're going to feel better within yourself. And I might even get us to connect with each other in our, let's say, our little circle of love, okay? So when we're present, when we're still, when we're aware, when we're open, we start to realize that the insights and the guidance come through so much more easily. We start to realize that insights, wisdoms, guidance don't turn on and off, but that they're always there. And the only difference really is I've taken a moment to be here and now so as to be aware of them. When we master the art of being here and now and in coherence 24/7, you find the things just land for you all the time, all the time. The Heart Math Institute has done so much research on this, and what they found is that when a person's heart radiates a more coherent and electromagnetic energy, people, plants, animals, and the entire environment benefits from that. So they've done lots and lots of studies on this. The energy basically reaches out. You're the coffee bean, okay? The energy reaches out, it influences and it supports others in extraordinarily beneficial ways. It also, as I've mentioned over and over again, it affects our world, because this is what we're wanting to do, everybody. It's one thing to have your own little personal world, functioning a lot more amazingly, but we're doing this for us and for the world, for us and for the collective, so as to help us move or navigate this time with ease and to move through it far quicker than we are at the moment. So what actually happens is a feedback loop starts to happen, right? A feedback loop begins to take place between us as a collective, between us and Earth's magnetic field. Heart Math are placing 14 sensors around the world, and these sensors are designed to measure the magnetic resonance of the Earth. It's been known for many, many years, and I know I've spoken about it, that we affect Earth's magnetic field and Earth's magnetic field affect us. And I first wrote about it in 2009. So if we know that we have a capacity to affect everything around us, then what the hell are we doing? If we know that we have the capacity to affect everything around us, then we have to accept responsibility for our contribution. What is your contribution to the whole? We need to choose to become more conscious beings, to choose to be fully aware of our thoughts, our feelings, our attitudes, and to choose our words wisely. Thoughts become things. Everything is simple. You only need to remember a few key phrases to ensure that you stay on track. Thoughts become things. What the hell am I thinking about? Okay, thoughts become things. Not only do you have the capacity to change your own personal world, but you're contributing to the field, to our collective. In fact, we are the field. If there's no separation, then we are the field. So when you're in alignment, you're going to feel the results immediately. And we're going to do this very, very, like in a moment. You're going to feel the results immediately. You're going to notice that people around you start changing if you practice this often. And when we hit that all-important critical mass point, we elevate our world. We become people that are more heart-based, that come from a more heart-based consciousness. We become a humanity that chooses to live in harmony, not to do this, all these atrocities that are happening right now and been happening for many, many years. We become a more heart-based humanity. So let's get ourselves feeling better, and let's create coherence and head and heart alignment. Mrs. Judgy loves to tell me how useless I am. I made friends with her on the ego so that we get along now. She tells me I'm useless and worthless, and I turn into a teaching moment for her with a stick. Go you, Jeanette. Alrighty, so what I would like you to do is to take a moment to simply close your eyes. You can place a hand on your heart center if you'd like. I like to place my hand on my heart. Bringing your hand to your heart center basically brings awareness to the heart. So one hand on your heart center or both, entirely up to you. Eyes closed. I want you to take a deep breath in for the count of 5. And exhale for the count of 5. Inhale for the count of 5. And exhale for the count of 5. Now I want you to continue breathing in that manner. And you'll find that you don't need to count. You'll just know where 5 is, because now you're beginning to feel it in your chest. Nice circular breathing. And now I want you to begin to feel that that breath is actually happening from the heart center. You're breathing in to the heart and exhaling from the heart. You feel that breath going into the heart center and out. And you're beginning to feel more and more present. There's nowhere else to be. Nowhere else to be but here in this moment. You may begin to feel a warmth around your heart center. We're going to expand our heart consciousness and coherence even more now. Continue allowing yourself to breathe in that pattern, but I want you now to think about someone that you just love so much, you're so grateful for. Someone that really opens up your heart. I want you to feel that love. I want you to feel that gratitude. Feel that warmth in your heart center expanding now. Maybe you're already beginning to feel yourself elevated. Maybe you can feel yourself starting to almost look up. There's a smile on your face. You can feel a glow in your cheeks, a warmth in your face. And now I want you to see that person sending love back to you from their heart. And you can keep your hand on your heart now, or you can remove your hand, but you can just see this energy moving between you from my heart to your heart. You see this outpouring of love going to their heart and an outpouring of love coming back. And what's beautiful is you begin to see it growing more and more. It's growing exponentially. Feel that love, feel that connection. And now begin to have an awareness of us, our community here, our tribe. And see us all in a circle of divine beings, a circle of love. Do you feel that emotion? Feel that love, so much love coming to you. So much love being shared between us, an outpouring of love. You give this love, you receive this love. It grows exponentially. This beautiful, beautiful healing love, this light. Feel it, receive it. Allow yourself to receive. And now become aware of our world. Become aware of our world, all of humanity. And now feel that love, that light radiating out to all of humanity, touching the hearts and souls of all those who desire healing, all those who are willing and ready to accept. We honor the free will and choice of everybody. But now we allow this light to expand. The entire planet receiving the love, the outpouring of love and light of this circle, from this circle of us beautiful divine beings of light. We know that we are here to transform ourselves, to contribute to the transformation of this time. Feel this beautiful light expanding even more now. We are everything. We are the whole. We are everything. Feel this beautiful light radiating from your heart center, radiating out from your entire being now. We are one, we are community. Every thought, every feeling matters. And from now on, you can choose, if you like, to make a commitment to remembering that, to honoring yourself, loving yourself, valuing yourself, knowing that you are worthy and deserving of this feeling 24/7, and choosing to live by example, to inspire others to also step up into this space, but to also shine you and your magnificent light across all of humanity. I am that I am. I remember my power. I remember my magnificence. I am that I am. I am worthy, I am deserving. I am. And so it is done. And when you're ready, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, opening your eyes. um, I just had the craziest thing. The moment I opened my eyes, I actually expected to see you all there. It's almost like I had a moment where I forgot we were on Facebook and that I just expected it to be a Zoom call or something, but I actually opened my eyes expecting to see all your faces there and see you all opening your eyes. Um, I would love to know how that was for you. I know for me, I got so emotional. I got so emotional. Of course, I loved that initial part of the vision where I could, see myself and one other sharing this amazing love. And the moment we came into a circle, oh my goodness, the energy just like, it was huge. It was absolutely massive. And that for me, I felt overwhelmed with energy. It was beautiful. I too expect that. I can even picture what everyone looks like. Me too, Jeanette. I honestly and truly, I had this moment like, oh my God, I've lost everybody. Like what happened? But yeah, it took me a moment to remember that we're here on Facebook. That was amazing, and I cried. I never cry. Oh, Jeanette, that is heart. An opening of the heart, an expansion of the heart. I love you, beautiful woman. I love you. We were so bright. Yes, we were. Yes, we were, Marina. The coming together of us in a divine circle was beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for sharing the magnificence that you are. Thank you for shining so bright. Now, wow, so many tears. I could feel it in my heart and soul. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you. Thank you. I received too. We all did this together. This is community. This is who we are in our core. This is who we are. No separateness, but togetherness. We need to remember that. I need to do it again. It was beautiful, and then I drifted off. Do it again, Valerie, and enjoy. It was, oh my goodness, so magnificent. For those that watch the replay, I would love for you to comment #replay and to also share your experience too. Alrighty, I am going to leave it at that. Bathe in that beautiful, blissful light. Bathe in those energies. Bathe in those frequencies. My brain is still having a very hard time looking at a camera and not seeing your faces on the screen. It has just messed with my head big time. Thank you, everyone. I felt and feel the love. A big cuddle to you, Nell. Big cuddle. Big love cuddle, light cuddle, energy cuddle, all of it. Alrighty, bathe in that light, everybody. This is love. This is love. I love you. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. For those that are on the or in the Power of You program, I believe I'll be seeing you at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Much love to you all. Good night.